Hey guys, Crypto here from Cryptogasmic.com. We're going to do a live stream today, another episode of the TA show for what is today, the 20th? Today's the big day in the USA. I don't care because we're about creating financial freedom within our own bubble through trading crypto. So we're just going to wait a few minutes till we get some people online. We are streaming today through TradingView. We're going to just see if we got this online right now. Just give me a minute or two, guys. Settle in, grab a coffee. It's nice and rainy here today. So just settle in, grab yourself a coffee. We're going to spend an hour or two going through Ethereum, Bitcoin, and we're going to see where we can trade in, out, make some money. We're going to go through some of the altcoins. We did a Bitcoin trade live here yesterday on my other show called the Bitcoin Report, which I do every day. And we smashed the short that happened overnight and this morning. We picked it and made a nice 35% on that one. So that's really good money for today. And our goal is to make enough money through trading crypto that we can live, right? So right now we should be on. There we go. We are now also on TradingView, I believe. So, okay, let's have a look. I'm going to get into it now. All right, okay, so let's get stuck into it. If you're online, let me know, say hello, drop me a message, let me know where you're from, let me know what coin you want to look at. I'm going to be here for about an hour and a half, and then after this, I'm going to do another webinar on TradingView, teaching you how to use the tools on TradingView. So if you're very new to crypto trading and you have TradingView, or even if you don't have TradingView, get TradingView, and I'm going to show you how to use it so you can get started making some money. Right. There's my face again. So let's, well, I'm going to start having a look at Bitcoin, first of all. Now, we're going to have a look quickly. So don't forget, you can post a little message there in the chats. I'm not sure whether we get it from all platforms or not. You know, we are trying to. One second, guys. Just make sure this is working. All right. There we go. Some people are online on TradingView right now. So great. So that's working. So we can maybe keep that one there. And we will, let's get over and have a look at Bitcoin. Come on, what's going on? Very weird on the Safari browser, you know, it's, here we go. Okay, so in yesterday's episode of the Bitcoin Report, we had a really cool trade going on, okay? And good morning, Tamas. So basically we had this is what we mapped out yesterday. So I'm just going to go through this really quickly. And write your messages, guys, and I'll get around to them a bit later. So yesterday we were looking at a possible trade. Let me get rid of all of this and just show you what we did yesterday. We were on the logarithmic, okay? And what we were looking at was this. Now, we weren't sure whether it was going to go long or short. So we had our resistance set like this for yesterday. And we had, at the time, we were traveling like this, okay? So the trade yesterday was really quite simple. We had the EMA, exponential moving average here as support. So as we were moving up in this channel, Yesterday's support was either going to bounce out of here and then up. And if we could get support, we were going to take a long, looking for here and then further on. Or alternatively, once we got through here on a candle and then we got some confirmation on that, we were going to take this here. Our target was these bottoms here was our first target. And our second target was the EMA and these bottoms here. So we absolutely nailed that one for 7% times 5 for 5 times leverage, 35% on our money. So if you put in $1,000 of your own money, you made $350 profit on that one. $100, you made $35 profit. So, and that's not even in one full day. So that was an amazing trade. So we're going to have a look and see what there is today. Tamas says, good morning, everyone. I'm sure that everybody says good morning back to you, Tamas. All right. So let's have a look where we are at Bitcoin now. I have been considering a long swing trade today. Not 100% convinced. So I'll give you a quick look at what I'm seeing on this. And then we can have a quick look at what I'm seeing in the long term. So we're playing this resistance, quite obviously. We're playing this as the resistance. So the other thing we're noticing is that this 34,267 line is holding up pretty strong. So we are kind of heading in that zone at the moment, but in a downward kind of spiral, right? So, and this is how bear markets happen. Right? And before you know it, you're at 28, 26,000 again going, how do we get here? So when we're trading as traders, and if you're interested in throwing in your job and just trading crypto to make money to live your life, I'm here to tell you that you can actually do that. All right. Let me know if this is working on TradingView, if anybody's actually watching this on TradingView, because I'm only new to streaming on TradingView. So I want to make sure that that is working. Right. Nobody's dropped any messages in there. So I'm not really sure if that's working or not, but we'll work it out one of these days. We are on Facebook and YouTube right now. So the way I'm seeing it on right now is this. I'm going to come into the 1 hour candle. Now, what we would love to get is this complete swing if we can. The same way that we got the same complete swing down. So a lot of people even just trade by going long and then swapping to short and then going long again. So we traveled down in this here, okay? We bounced out of our double bottoms, which was our first area to look at. Now, I wouldn't have jumped in long there because, look, this happens, right? Or you could get in and once it goes up, just make sure you get back out. So here's the thing with trading, right? And this is a very, very, very important lesson while trading. You don't just have one opportunity to go into a trade and that's it, okay? And this is why I tell people you should only be trading 1 or 2 trades at a time, because it is a strategic game. And if you're really serious about it, you've got to play that trade properly. So sometimes it takes me 5 entries and I might lose 1%, 0.5%, that kind of thing on those entries. But you want to be sure that you're in when it goes, right? That's the main thing. So we've got our big channel there. We've managed to stay in that, which is great. So for me now, if this was to bounce back down here again and get any support, that 34,300 really is the optimum entry, okay? Because we've now turned, so we've gone from being 34,266 in resistance to 34,000, the same amount, 34,300, 30,400, but in support this time. Okay, so now if we come down and that falls down to here and then falls back through into resistance again, well then it's great because, well, it's not great, but our risk ratio is really low. if we start chasing this up here, right, hoping that it might go to here, we've then got a long risk ratio as well, which we want to stay away from, right? So I would rather get in here and it go wrong really quickly so I can get out, right? And this is what I mean. Look, you could have got in here once and then out, or just stayed in and just watched it, and then got in again and out and then in again. And now finally we're making some headway, all right? So we're now in some kind of support. Now we have a fair way to go yet, because we have this trend ribbon, which is a really nice tool on TradingView. The trending ribbon, it kind of just makes it a visual so you can see what's happening. So obviously it's still trending down on the 1 hour. And when we're looking at 1 hour time frames, guys, we're looking at small time frame trades. If you're a long-term holder, you shouldn't even be looking at these 1 hour candles, because all of these ups and downs just really confuse you. You know, if you go and look at the weekly, I mean, we had, I don't know, 100 something. We had like 12 weeks with no red candles, right? Now we're getting a few in, which I'm going to discuss as well. So the 1, the 3, the 4, these are the kind of time frames I like to look at when I'm margin trading. So what we're hoping for is this swing back up into this resistance and maybe again. But even while this is resisting this, we are still in a bear market right now. We're trending down. So that's kind of pointless to me right now. So what I'm looking for now is that we make some headway in this kind of small time frame channel. So you can see, so now we've got a line where we're getting some resistance as well, okay? So we need to break out across that line. And then we've got our obvious, well, we did have that, but we've also got this going on. So even a breakdown onto this, now we want to hold here. So any kind of support here might be a good place to get in. We've got another 45 minutes for the hour candle. So I'd be watching there. And if we can get some kind of support out of there, I am going to look at a long trade. And as long as we keep going up in this channel, I'm going to be looking at my first target as that 35,728. And then the blue EMA, 36,130. Then I'm going to be looking at these tops, 36,677, and these tops, which are going to be right in line with my trend. So that's going to be the area that we're looking at to take our profits if we in fact go ahead with this. So we're looking at a possible 8% trade. I could use my tool there for my long position. Right, so let's say this comes and we get a little bit of support and we get in there. What we're looking at is a trade of around about 8.5%. And the minute that kind of breaks down through there, we can get out. Right, so we're risking 1.5% to make 8.5. So I'll use $1,000 as an example. And if we're doing 10x, right, so 1,000 at 10x allows me to buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. So I'm making 8.5%, okay, of that. But also my risk is higher as well. So my risk goes to 10% of my 1,000, okay. So you know, I'm risking 100 to make $855. Basically, I'm risking $153 to make $855. So that's a really good trade to me. And you can see what happens if you start chasing that up here. Look what happens. All of a sudden, your risk ratio is 1-to-1 almost. You know, and that's why. And now your risk is higher than your reward. So you got to really keep that in mind when you're trading, guys. So let's have a look and see if there's any questions around the platforms. Nothing. We've only got 12 people watching, so that's okay. We got nothing on there. Let's have a look on here and see if anybody is dropping any messages on there. It still says going live soon. I don't understand why that is saying that. But anyway, so we're doing a live stream. That should be going live there. I don't know why that's not going live. Oh, yeah, it is. Now it is. Look. Okay. Steve, hello. Hey, Cont. How you doing, Cont? Very nice of you, mate. Very nice. So drop me a message on Facebook, YouTube, or TradingView, and I'm more than happy. Oh, there we go. Great. Alan and VTrade says it's working. All right. That makes me really, really happy, guys. Thank you. Okay. So that's my Bitcoin play for today. One quick thing I want to look at with you guys for Bitcoin is I want to zoom out and look at the weekly. Okay. So that chart was for the guys who are trading. So now we're going to just have a quick look at Bitcoin for people who are maybe new to crypto and are thinking, is now a good time to get in? Should I wait? Maybe you bought Bitcoin really high. Maybe you bought it really low and you're looking for a place to sell. So let's just have a really quick look at this. It's really interesting, and I went through it yesterday as well. So we've well and truly cleared that 20,000, 19, whatever it is, area, okay, for now, which is great. So what I want to look at, and from a long point of view as well, we've made a high. No, that's not really what I wanted to look at. So what I want to look at is this. We made, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20, 30 weeks, something like that, from the 16th of March until the 4th of January, so 9 months, 8 months, whatever that is, right? 9 months. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 red candles, and none of them were big, right? This red candle opened at 9647, closed. So there's $1,000 difference there. So, I think the biggest difference within a week on a red candle was 11,838. Yeah, $1,000, right? It didn't really drift outside that range. However, you can see after each time we've done a little run followed by, so now we've done this really parabolic run through here, and we were traveling on that trend. So that's when it became parabolic. Okay, when we cleared and we got through there. Okay, that's really, then it's just pure green candles. But what you can see now, what's starting to happen is a couple of red candles. All right, and those red candles on the weekly are opening and closing lower each time. Okay, so the next weekly candle is going to be really important. Is going to be another red one that ends down here, right? So really important to watch. Now, I personally believe that we probably are in line for a good retracement, to be brutally honest. Okay, and if we look at it, we're in a really nice wave 3 right now. So if we take our Fibonacci tool, and for anybody who wants to learn these tools, in about 2 hours from now, I'm going to do another webinar on TradingView showing you how to use all these tools. So if we look at this, right now, Mr. Fibonacci, God bless him, gave us the exact peak for this leg. Look at that. And I just did that right in front of your eyes, right? So anybody that says TA doesn't work, and that is all based out of that initial impulse, okay? So the great thing about trading Elliott waves is that we trade in waves of 5, okay? So, and again, let's just look at this run here. So based on that, where could our retracement take us? All right. So showing, according to this, we're running through to 50,000 very soon. Now, me personally, I do think we're going to see this area again. Now, that's a large area, 34 to 24. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, again, in a flash wick to see 20. I guess we're going to really find out how strong the buying power of this is. So, don't keep falling for the old. So Bitcoin is doing something right now. So I'm going to want to have a look at that because we may get into a short position on that one. So if we're looking into a retracement on that, okay, we could be looking at this. There's no doubting, I'm not doubting that we're going to hit 40, 50,000 again. Okay, so that's a massive wave 3. So, you know, in the big scheme of things, coming back to here wouldn't, and it wouldn't just happen overnight either. You know, it happens, you know, like, and then the 5th wave up to 100K. Now, this is the weekly chart. So this is going right back to December 2018, guys, right? So there's 3 years in this. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention that we have completed a pretty big 3rd wave, and we now do have a couple of red candles starting to form, right, on this. And some bearish kind of flags are starting to happen. So I personally, now we're holding that level of 30,753 pretty well. And I'll just show you one last thing before we move on to another coin. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this on a 6-hour time frame. Okay, so something that's really good right now is that we are holding this 34,332 area very, very well. You know, 34, I mean, even, you know, down to this 34 to 30 is holding pretty well for now. All right. And then if we look at our other trading zone, okay, we can see that for now, the up from a graph point of view, okay, you know, you got more chance of winning on the long side of things than the short for now. Okay, so we did do the short last night, but that's what we're looking for. Now, this blue EMA is down here on the 29.28. I want to have a look at it on the daily. 29 to 28 on the trend. So don't be surprised if we do revisit that 28, 29,000. So if you're looking to get into Bitcoin long term, I would be waiting for there. And I've even said to people that I wouldn't be surprised to see this consolidation area again. Now, it may be quick. It might be bang within one day, a just complete bloodbath, which would get everything going on the media and all that sort of stuff, right? So before I move on, does anybody have any questions on Bitcoin before I move on to Ethereum? Nope, no questions there. No questions there. And no questions there. So, okay, everybody's got a full understanding of what's going on in Bitcoin. So let's move on. Excuse me. Let's move on to Ethereum, because Ethereum is where this is my big bet for this year, is Ethereum. So let's remove this quickly. Now, I won't take as long on the other coins as I did on Bitcoin. So have a think. If you want me to have a look at the TA of some of your coins, let me know, and we'll spend half an hour having a look at those. So from a long-term point of view, on Ethereum, we, you know, traveling on that. We were traveling on that trend. We broke out a little bit. So, you know, long-term, kind of look at this, okay? So long-term, and again, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 900 to 860 marks on Ethereum again. If it ever gets down to the 750 mark, just buy it. Just, you know, anywhere around 1,000, just buy it. And I've been trading, well, investing. So just a quick difference between investing and trading. Investing is something that you're believing in and you're going to buy in for a long term. Trading is you're trading to make daily money. Crypto Glory says, can you check BTC 4 hour in a big symmetrical triangle? Just 1 second, we'll have a look. After this, let me get into Ethereum, because I just spent a lot of time on Bitcoin. So let me just have a little look at what's happening here. All right. Now, this was the big break, right? And again, Very simple trend. I mean, that's not even hard technical analysis. That's just channels, wedges, breaks into a bullish pattern. Okay, so even from here, look, resistance from November, December, and then it broke. Off it went. So really, I can't even tell you how big it is to get from resistance into support. Okay, and you can see once it's got support, off it just goes. So from a trade point of view, let's see if we can find a trade in Ethereum right now. So we had a great long on Ethereum the other day. And I'm not going to keep going on about too much about, great trades, but I just want to show you how this kind of works. So once we break out of here, we got this run from 1284 to 1436. So this was an awesome long trade, straight off of this into here, up to there. So 20% at 10x is 200% your money, guys, right? 200%. So, I don't know, guys. You tell me where anywhere else in the world where you can get 200% like that in a day, right? That is not actually gambling, So where are we now? So now, without even touching those lines, we can see we bounced off there again. So these are very strong areas of confluence because there's a few right across there, perfect trading zone that we're in. And now we're trying to get into a bullish zone again. All right. So where is the trade today on Ethereum? Let's have a quick little look. So the trade for today was obviously long off of here. A breakdown through here was a short down to here. That's it. It doesn't matter which way the market's going, guys. We can make some money. So let's look at it from the perspective of like right now. All right. Traveling in this ascending wedge. Like this. So another area of confluence right there. So now we're traveling in this wedge. Okay. So that's our trades for today and tomorrow. If we can get some more consolidation. Now, what I kind of like here as well is that we've just got into support from there. Okay. So I would be looking long rather than short right now. I mean, that can change. I'm going to show you why. So the points we've got to look at is this trend ribbon here, which is starting to point up now. So that may break down here and sort of come back over here. But as I said, as long as that stays in that support area, and even over the next, that's a 4-hour candle. So, you really want to, it could be even worth an entry here off of this line. Okay. And then we've got to look at the trade, at what we're looking at, right? So if it goes wrong, where are we going to get out? Okay. So where we want to get out would be if it falls back down below this trend. So that would be our get out area. And that may be the position that we look at actually switching to a short position. Where do we get in? I would want to get in as close as I can down here. That's a bit far away from me right now. So I'd be looking for a pullback to about here, maybe even possibly the EMA. Okay, so let's change that to a green. Right. So what we're looking at now is if this works out well, there's our entry, and there's our potential trade. 20% at 5x, $1,000 makes me $1,000, and I'm only probably going to risk $100 to make that. Okay, so now 3%. 4% is a little bit much, but if we're risking 4% to make 20%, that's a 5-to-1 trade. Okay, so let's just say you have $100 that you want to trade. Okay, so $100 at 10x means you're trading $1,000 worth of Ethereum. Okay, so at $100, you could be making 20% of the $1,000, which would be 10-to-1. We said, didn't we? Yeah. So 20% on $100. Sorry, yeah. So 100%. Sorry. So we go in with $100 of our own. With 10x, we're trading $1,000. Okay. So 20% of that $1,000 means we could possibly be winning $200 from our $100 investment, and 4% loss of the $1,000, right, that we're trading is $40. Okay. So you're risking $40 to make $200. So for me, that's a pretty good trade, you know. So even though you're putting your you got your $100, you may lose 40 of that, and you may make 200 on top. So you get back 300, or you get back 60. Okay, and you could even tighten that up a little bit more if you wanted to. And rather than lowering the stop loss, I would be lowering my entry. Okay, so we can lower our entry to right on that EMA. If we could score an entry there, we've just lowered our risk to 2% of $1,000, which is $20. That's kind of where you want to be. So you're risking 20 to win 200. That's pretty awesome. And there is a risk reward of 12%. Yeah. Okay. So does that make sense? So that's what I'll be looking at for Ethereum. Now I'm not definitely saying this is going long. So on the downside, I want to keep an eye on this channel. Now, if this breaks down, right, and we set an alert for here, this is where I'm going to start to look short. Okay. And what you've got to do is look at possible rejection points, and that starts with previous points of interest, right? And then we start looking like the RSI is starting to turn, so that's bullish. We have a green cloud, so that's bullish. This is kind of like a bullish convergence here, because we're downtrending, but we're starting to point upwards. So I'd be probably favoring right now that we get a push back up to here. However, and this trade is only valid for this moment in time. You know what I mean? That's the thing with margin trading. It's about a point in time, because when you're margin trading, you don't actually own any Ethereum. So you can't just hold it and wait to get it back later, right? So now, once we have this ascending from a descending trend like that, usually at some point, right, that is going to turn into that. Okay, which would be exactly where this double is. So that's the 860 that I was talking about before. So that's it. So now we're set up for whichever way it wants to go, right? It's moved away too much right now for me to want to get in. Yeah, I mean, it's proving some resistance, some support. Support resistance can't make up its mind. So I definitely wouldn't be chasing it here right now. I would again be looking back probably closer to the 1250 mark to make a decision on whether I was going to do a trade on Ethereum. So has anybody got any questions for that one before I move on? Giselle, hey, how you doing, Giselle? Can you explain how to trade the 10x? I haven't seen that before. Yeah, I think, well, so I use Bitfinex and Kraken, which only allow 5x, but I know Binance and BitBay and some of the other exchanges, I mean, some of them even do up to 100x. Steve. So rather than waste too much time on that now, because today is more of a TA show rather than a how to do that, I don't mind helping you, mate. I mean, you're a friend of mine, so we can jump on a call and I can go through that with you. Otherwise, on my YouTube channel, I did a video very recently on the 10X. So I'm more than happy to help you with that, mate. Just not in this show right now. So, yeah. Okay. So let's move on. Has anybody got any coins? Otherwise, I'm just going to fly through. I had a really good trade in DOT today, which I'm going to have a look at as well. So that's Ethereum. So now I'm going to add DOT. Bitfinex. So DOT is one of the coins I'm really big on this year, guys. It didn't come up for some reason. Let me try again. I released my 5 or 6 coins that I'm really big on for this year. And DOT was really at the top of the list. And we got into DOT at like $5. So I actually got this big green candle today. I stopped out on these tops here at 17.15. So I got a really good trade on that one this morning. We did that over in the Cryptogasmic group as well. So let's have a look at DOT and see what DOT is doing, because you guys aren't really. So Seth asks a good question. When a breakout is happening and moving fast, and also Seth, can you tell me what platform that you're on? Are you on YouTube, Facebook, Telegram? TradingView? Because I'm just trying to find out where everybody is watching this. I'm not sure. I've got a little chat box here on my streaming platform, and I'm not sure whether all the different platforms come through that. I can see that the TradingView ones don't. So let me know, Seth, where you're watching this from. When a breakout is happening and moving fast, do you use market orders? Yes, I do. I don't like it because a market order will always get you in at the highest ask, right? You're not bidding. You're just basically saying, I'm prepared to pay whatever somebody wants to sell it to me for, right? So I do and I don't, because I've also made the mistake of doing that, and then it nearly always breaks back down to retest, So it's not like if something was halfway up the dildo, right? If it was halfway up here, I wouldn't just quickly run out and get a market order in that position, right? Now, let's just say it's right down here and it starts going like right in my area where I might throw a market order in there just to get in the game, but I will rarely chase. So I might throw that in there, but I will put my limit orders here, and I won't do it too far in advance because I want to watch it, because I might put it and it might fall straight through, and this is the thing with trading. You got to be really disciplined, right? Really disciplined. So when that moved really fast this morning, I had a position and I did run out and grab on a market, and then I actually bought more as it broke through the trend. Okay. And then there was a point when it came back down, and I held a slight loss for a little bit because it went, I think my market order was about here at 15.26. Right. And then it actually did come back down, and I got in round about, I didn't get in on the 14s, but it was 15.033. 33 is my number. 33 is my number. So Bitcoin found support on the 34,500. So let's have a look. It found support. Let's see what that means. Well, it's 34,794 right now. So, okay, I thought you might have meant while we were actually just watching this. Oh, yeah, you did mean that. Let's have a quick look. I can't really do a trade right now because I'm here with you guys. I mean, I could. I still wouldn't run in here. I'm still it's too far away from me for my risk and reward. So I'm going to wait. I got my alarm set there, but thank you. And that was from Marco. Thank you, Marco. Okay, so DOT. Let's have a little look at DOT, because DOT's one I really like. And DOT is one I'm going to trade to the moon. So I am investing in DOT as an investor, and I'm also trading DOT on the way up. So we got into DOT over in Cryptogasmic, over in our group. We got into DOT back here. Last year I started talking about this, but we really got into it from a trading perspective on that break there. $8.17. I think maybe Uniswap was the other one where we got in under $5. So DOT I was hearing all about from friends, but it was already up here by that stage, right? And at that stage, we were in this ascending wedge. So I didn't want to jump in there as an investor. I didn't want to get in there as an investor, you know. And it was the right move. So I started investing in DOT down around here, right? So we got in on some DOT there. And then I've just been trading, and you can see how well and it's been really, really simple, really. It's just one line, right? Support. Things are always going to consolidate, but I mean, DOT has just been an absolute champion, you know? So, and obviously sometimes the bigger the run up, the bigger the run down. So we can only take what the market wants to give us. So if you just want to trade this, okay, the market wants to give us 14%. If you want to trade this one, the market wants to give us 17%. We had a peak and then started traveling in this channel like this. Got bearish. Not for very long, for a couple of weeks, and it's managed to hold its position. And this is why I'm loving DOT, because just look how strong this is performing, right? And it broke out of there again, right? So that's where we had the trade earlier today, right there. So for DOT now, I am out while this consolidates, and we're just trading flag patterns all the way up on this one. Okay, so where I showed you before that ascending wedge out of a downtrend is bearish, the opposite is in the descending wedge, which is what's happening right now. And usually what will happen is it will usually make that. So we may see this run to 1850 on this run. And it may consolidate first, you know. Again, so we're going to be watching that one. So right now, there's nothing to do on DOT except watch. And we're going to be, so just put it on your list of, you know, I've got all of these folders over here, or whatever, lists. I've got all my Bitfinex, Bittrex I don't even use anymore. I've got about $5,000 or $6,000 on there that actually I should put it to work, right? Because what I try to teach at Cryptogasmic, guys, is, you know, and I've only realized this in the last couple of years, that use money to make money. Make money go to work for you. And that's what we try to teach at Cryptogasmic. I want people to have financial freedom, right? I haven't even turned the TV on today. That crap doesn't even interest me. I read a report just before, something about the head of the International Money Fund, or I don't know, some evil woman. She was talking about, she may put out a report that crypto, she had grave concern for the use of cryptocurrencies with terrorists, right? And I would say, I'm concerned with your funding terrorists, woman. Yeah, that's what I would say. But anyway, that's for another show. We're not going to get on the anarchy vibe. We're going to go on the TA vibe. But that's kind of why, you know, for me this year, last year, I lost my business for 20 years, which made me a good living. Divorce, heart attack, all of that sort of stuff. And then with coronavirus, everything, it just made me realize that this was sitting in front of me the whole time. So now I'm full-time crypto trader. And I live in a really nice place. I mean, I'll give you guys a guided tour later. Private club with a pool and a gym in the nicest area of Cabo, on the beach. I got a nice Audi car. I like all the nice stuff, right? And that costs money. And I get that from crypto. So if I can do it, you can do it. And that's my whole thing. I'm not just some guy that sits here saying, look at this trade. Did you do it? Did you get it? Blah, 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 blah. I do it. And even in my Cryptogasmic group, I let them look. They have a look at me live putting in $10,000 trades or $1,000 trades live, because I want people to, so many people just talk crap, right? And just want to take your money. Whereas I'm a trader and I'm trying to help people as well. So anyway, enough of the spiel. Let's move on. Just check and see if we got any more questions before we move on. I want to have a look at Uni as another one. Okay, so we've got some on TradingView now. So guys who are watching on TradingView, I'm really sorry, your live chat. Actually, can I do this? I can actually put that up there. I didn't know that. Right, so now I can have you guys up there in the chat. So let's just go through some of those quickly. Would you set a market stop loss or a limit stop loss? If I'm in something and it starts retracing quick, I'll just jump on a market stop loss. You really want to, you really want to stop, not use a market stop loss wherever possible, because again, it's just going to give you the cheapest price possible. So you need to have your lines in advance to see where you want to get out. But sometimes, by the time you do, so what I'll usually do is I'll have my alarm before it gets to my take profit. And let's just say I've got 10 Ethereums in the trade going long. I'll have my limit. And let's say I might want to take out 5 at that first resistance point. I'll have it already typed in and ready. So at the amount. So all I got to do is hit that. So on Bitfinex, I use trailing stop a hell of a lot. I used trailing spot this morning. So no, I would rather use a limit stop loss. And what's even better, well, not better, but a limit stop loss is just a pure stop loss. Sometimes the limit can fall straight through. I don't know if you've ever had those problems. A stop loss might give you a bit more of a worse price, but it will definitely stop you out. So hey, thank you, man. Why Bellwike Water? Okay. Falling wedge on Bitcoin, enter a generational long at 22.25. Look back at January 2018 for reference. Everyone screaming support and bullish pennant. Bro, invest into USDC. Let me read that again. Falling wedge on BTC, enter a generational long at 22 to 25. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying the same thing, right? Like I think I'm saying the same thing. I even said this in my group today. I have entries at 22,000, 23,000, and 25,000 already set for Bitcoin on a wick, right? I've got them there already. So BTC looking so awful? I don't think so, man. I mean, I got into Bitcoin when it was $700. So awful is not the word I would use. Correction is a word I would use. I don't believe all this hype of the institution. My number one question is, because I'm hearing grayscale a lot these days, so I don't know if you guys are hearing grayscale. I really wasn't even that aware of it till recently. I've been hearing it a lot from my friends who are stock traders and stockbrokers looking to get into crypto, and so their Ethereum funds on grayscale. My question is this. Are they also going to short the market to make money for their investors? So I don't know the answer to that one yet, right? So if anybody's got any info on that, I'm just wondering. Tamas says, can you check on ADA? So ADA is my second pick for this year that I'm huge on. I've been screaming this one since 12 cents. I was screaming it at 19 cents. And actually we did a massive long trade on ADA at 19 cents up to 30 cents recently. And it was awesome. So ADA we're going to have a look at. I'm just going to finish these questions on TradingView. Can you quickly review your settings and use of long and short tools? Yeah, man. I mean, do you mean you want me to show you how to use it and what it is? Is that what you mean? That was from Dave. Oh, Dave Stone. Davey boy. How are you, mate? One of my good buddies. Can you quickly review your settings? Yeah, right. Okay. There you go, mate. MM Olazadi2. That's a cool name. How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, really quick, Dave. We can do that really, really quickly. So over here, now after this, guys, in about an hour and 10 minutes from now, I'm doing here on TradingView another show about the basics of the tools of TradingView. So if you want to learn about that, but basically over here, you've got long position, short position. So let's just take long position. You click it wherever your entry is going to be, right? And then you look at where you're hoping your target is going to get to. And then wherever your stop loss is going to be. And it gives you the percentages there, right? And then you can actually click on it and put the dollar amounts and all that sort of stuff in there as well. So it'll tell you you're risking this, this amount of Bitcoins or Ethereum or whatever, which I don't usually use. I'm just more interested in the percentages. And then it kind of is a really good tool because I'm not married or in love. I mean, I'm in love with all crypto, but when I'm in this zone, this is purely about, oh, you can't see the screen, shit. Sorry, I need to go back. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So over here is the toolbox, long position, short position. Okay. You drop it where you want to put it, and then you can just drag, and it will give you the percentage. And wherever you move it to. So it'll give you your percentage. It'll tell you the ratio, 1.12, which means if I'm betting 100, so it's almost 1-to-1. So I'm betting 100. I might win 100. I might lose 100. Right. So that's like a 50, almost a 60, 55, 50, a 55, 45 kind of percentage ratio. I kind of like to get my ratios 3-to-1, 5-to-1, and I usually do that by getting better entries rather than upping my stop loss, because you got to have a proper area. So hopefully, and then you can click on it if you want to, and you can put your, the amount of dollars in there, whatever coin, the amounts. I don't use that. I just want the percentages, right? So ADA we're going to have a look at now. Dave, good. I'm glad you're on TradingView, man, because I just wanted to know if it was working here. So that's there. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at ADA, guys. Can you see the screen okay? Yep. All right, I got about another 15 minutes, so let's fly through some coins. So ADA, we had a really great long here. Right, and then we had the other really good long that we did back here at 19 cents, which was the one, it wasn't that long ago. That's Kraken. I don't want to look at Kraken. I want to look at, yeah, there we go. All right. Where was the one that we took? Yeah, this is all the way back here. This is when we started heavily trading ADA out of there. And we've just been trading it the whole way up. So where are we now on ADA? Because the recent one we did yesterday or the day before kicked ass again. And we were looking at going short on ADA last night because of this. We had this channel here that we were looking at. And we were kind of keeping this channel here. So again, this is one of those trades where, you take what you can get. This one wanted to give a lot, right? That one wanted to give a lot. And there's another example of a ascending wedge. All right, oh, that's the wrong tool. There's a perfect example again of your ascending wedge coming out of a downtrend and then eventually doing that. And those two are almost identical, right? So that's pretty perfect technical analysis from the basics of the basics. So if some days the market wants to give you 20%, sometimes it wants to give you 2%. So here, this is what we were looking at yesterday, and it fell through. Obviously, when we're doing that trade, we would have been going, right, where's my points of resistance? And the EMA would have been a huge point of interest, right? So as we fell down through there, as soon as we got a bit more support in there again, and we look at these other candles, we probably think, let's take some profit there. you know, and that's all you can do is take, you know, still a 5% at 3x, still 15% of your money, right? So, and that's why it's so amazing about crypto. So where we are right now, I'd be keeping this wedge happening personally, and I'd probably lower this other. You know, I like to look at trading. Come on, I like to look at trading channels. Okay, so we kind of got that one and that one now. So those are our support and resistance lines for right now. You can see we've got a perfect resistance there, but this is all a little, and I'm huge on ADA, and for me as a long-term investor, I mean, I can't believe we're nearly at 40, well, we were at 40 cents already. It was only back here in the 4th of January when I actually released my list of top coins for 2021 in the first couple of days of January, and ADA was number one on my list, right? So you've already doubled your money if you're listening to me on that one. You've tripled your money on DOT. I don't know what you've done on Uni. Yeah, Uni, you've doubled your money. Ethereum is doing well. Bitcoin and Litecoin. Those are my five big movers for this year. That's where my money is this year. So for me right now on ADA, watching right now, to be honest. Get rid of all this alarms as well. So for a long-term investment, I think you can wait and find a better price again. But, you know, now we're holding that 34 cent, that 34 to 33 range very, very well. So I can never understand people. I told them to get in at 20 cents on ADA, and then at 40 cents, they're begging for a dip so they can buy it cheaper. Doesn't work like that, sorry. And you shouldn't be begging for a dip. You should be saying, I wish I'd got in there. So this is the best TA I can give right now. So, right, okay, here we go. So that trend works. So we are now heading in this bigger ascending wedge. Okay. So we got a good range of trading, 25%. If you would have had that drawn, a good catch there and a confirmation on the EMA would have got you into the trade perfectly. Downtrend also confirmed, EMA. So there you got 3 areas of confluence straight away. EMA was pointing up at the sky that time. Now we're starting to point down on a green candle. So it's a bit of a bearish divergence there. So we may see a retest of this area. So I don't see any trades on ADA today, personally. That's my thoughts there. What else have we got? Okay. Let me have a look at the trading view chat really quickly. Dave says, bueno, no problem, Dave. Right. Let's have a quick look on the Facebook, see if there's any questions there. Lewis Dutton, do the trade. Not quite sure what trade you're talking about, mate. You wrote it 2 times, so there you go. Okay, so let's get back into it. So ADA is a no-go right now. Some other questions. Can we look at XMR? I see a run up on my Elliott's to 230. And that's from Simon Hornstra. Simon's a big follower and contributes really heavily. So let's have a look, Simon. XMR. So, and then here's another thing I want to explain to people. So the other day on Cryptogasmic, no, that's not it. What am I talking about? So the other day on the signals on Cryptogasmic, we had an XMR signal back here at 157, right? So let's have a look at XMR, right? So the big mistake that people will do, okay, is this. So I might say I'm entering XMR at 157. Okay. Which was, yeah, sort of back here. Okay. Break of the EMA, it was a little high. I was looking at 160 and then I lowered it to 157. It's back here. That's right. Hang on, let's go to a small, yeah. Okay. So 157. So we had this channel here, which we were looking at, which broke. Okay. So now I do have long-term targets on XMR back up here. So I was looking at 165, 173, using some Elliott wave. You know, like this. Okay, so you know, and that's how we kind of got some targets. So 164 was my first target, and then we had up here, that kind of thing. Now, again, I'll say it again, we can only take what the trade wants to give us. So what happens is I get into a trade here at 157. This comes up to here, right? So I'm watching for this area here. Starts to pull through and it pulls back. So once we get that closed and then the next candle closes, I'm probably going to leave a little bit on the table, but I'm probably going to start taking some profits in there. That's where I'm going to close it out, right? So I can just end up with 2% at 3x is 6% on my trade. I'm leaving a little bit on the table. That's okay, right? So what happens is people will say 157, oh, it's gone up, I'll wait to buy it at 157 here. That's a completely different trade, guys. Completely different trade now. I'm already out and you're going in. And this is why it's really, I don't like these services that just do signals on Telegram or, you know, buy here, sell there. Anybody who does that, you're going to lose your money. You've got to know, it's like betting on football or horse races. You know nothing about it, but just some guy at the pub keeps telling you to back this horse. You might win once, you might win twice, you might win 3 times, but we're trying to create financial freedom so you don't have to work anymore. So that's not the way, right? So even though I put signals on my website as part of what we do over here, you know, for me, it's just vitally important that you understand why. Maybe you disagree. I'm more than happy when people disagree and to debate nicely. I don't really like it when people send me charts of Bart Simpson's head. It was funny the first time I saw it 4 years ago. Now that just explains to me that you're an imbecile. And a 9-year-old that investigated TA for 20 minutes would have more of a clue than somebody that sends me a Bart Simpson head, right? So, yeah. So it's really important to learn that. So now back to your question of what is my stop on DOT? I'm already out of the trade. I stopped a little bit early on DOT. Thank you, RN Soreo. Hope I pronounced that. Let me know where you guys are from as well. I really love to know who I'm talking with because I'm just sitting here at my house. My regular camera, which I have here, which would normally give a much nicer picture, is not working right now. So I've got to sort that out. But DOT, I am out right now. But if you're still in and you got a good entry, because I had to run out and do some stuff, right? So I put a trailing stop, and I had quite a large one on it. Once I got up into here, once it was up here and I was down here, I put like a 25-cent trailing stop on it or something, and it eventually stopped me out. So I think that it's probably in a good area now. However, you can see, and it's the most basic of basic TA, just to look at previous price history. And there is no denying this data, or data, wherever you're from, okay? Resistance, 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 resistance. We had some support, but it resisted again. So where we are now is a really heavy line of resistance. So if you manage to get in down here, this would be a really good place to put a trailing stop. a stop limit, maybe just under that candle at 16. I mean, that's leaving nearly $1 on the table. So I would maybe just take some off the table right now, and then if it pumps, if we break, because even if it's going to go up, then we've got this resistance level. So this is how I would be doing it and how I am going to do it. All right, I'd be having this green box here. Okay, so if that starts popping its head through there again, I'll probably re-enter, and I'll be looking for these areas up here. You can see that we're starting to downturn on that RSI now, but the 6 hour is just turning. So this may consolidate for a couple of hours now. Okay, so be patient with it, because you can see now that, so I would leave my green box on there. If it starts sort of putting its head below here, you can get out or wait. But I wouldn't be risking too much past $19 to $19.42. That's getting pretty well up there, right? So, and then we look on from there. All right, and then what will usually happen? Then we're going to be watching to see if this is going to stay as support or become resistance. That's what I'll be watching for. Right in line with the EMA, the trend ribbon, all that sort of stuff. And maybe we'll consolidate a little bit here, like this. Or make some kind of flag or something, and then maybe start to stick its head out to get that last little bit. Right? So that's how I would play DOT. I hope that helps you. I think he himself is not making profit. I'm not sure who you're talking about there, but let's keep it positive, mate. Cyprus. I used to live in Cyprus, Archie. I used to live in Ayia Napa. Ayapan from Lincoln in UK. Welcome. Hey, good to see you. I'm holding on to it for longer term for this cycle from Vancouver, from VA. Is that Virginia, USA? I just started trying to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I find they're so different from what I'm used to. Is Bitcoin doing a reversal or only a retrace? Retrace, I think. A correction. M. Serraro, I think, I don't know. Habi, is that 41414? Only made one comment. So I don't know. So PSY Rico on TradingView. I'm just starting to trade. Are you trading or investing? So if you're trading, you can follow my shows on YouTube and here on TradingView and at Cryptogasmic, and we can help you out with that. I mean, a reversal or retrace, the same kind of thing, right? So I'm not sure what you mean, like reversal as in like for a long term, but definitely a correction, I would say. So again, it all depends on your personal situation. When people say, can you look at this coin? From what perspective, like, have you been holding Bitcoin for a lot? Like me, my whole plan 2 weeks ago was to probably sell all of my Bitcoin at 40,000, go back into Ethereum. I said there would be a dump back to 1,000 and I was going to load up on Ethereum. I just didn't pull the trigger on it. So that would be a different scenario from somebody who's never owned Ethereum or Bitcoin. What price should they buy? I think if you're going to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum and you're looking to get into it, I would wait. If you're in and you're looking to sell some and then buy back, 40K is a good spot. Yeah, it is starting to downtrend. It's pretty obvious, no matter what anybody says, there's no denying it. We're in a downtrend until we're in an uptrend, right? So let's look at it on a bit of a longer time frame. I mean, it's obvious. Very obvious. Now, whether that's going to continue, who knows? But we're definitely in that triangle. Okay, so the way it works usually is like this, until we start finding support. and building a new uptrend. Okay, so the simplest thing you can do really is just put that resistance line on a longer time frame, and that's it. I mean, we are in a downtrend until we're not, and I think we're going to keep finding resistance in this line at that. We're going to, I mean, there's quite a pump from $33,000 to $36,000, and we're doing it in a day most times. And we're holding this 34,000. We're wicking to 32. So I'll be really interested to see that as we go down, whether we start opening candles here like this, So it's good to recognize that now before we actually start doing that, before people start rushing out. So that would be my answer there. I hope that helps you. P.S. Rico. Okay. So let's move on now. XMR, somebody said they wanted to have a look at. Seth says, so Ollie wants me to look at OMG. More than happy to look at OMG. OMG is a coin that I'm really big on. Let's have a look at OMG. And here's another problem that I have with beginners, because I put out a signal when OMG was up here a few days ago. No, it's not OMG. Let me pull up OMG. Okay. So OMG was having a really nice pump here the other day. And once we got into this bullish zone, I decided I wanted to increase my position in OMG. Maybe a little bit early. However, I made it very, very clear that for me, this was a long-term trade. And the signal was accumulate sub $4. So that doesn't mean at $3.99, go and sell your house and throw all your money on OMG. Okay. We haven't even retraced back into the trend. We're still trending up. We're still holding EMA support, right? This is just the way it's going to go, Okay, so we're definitely in this wedge on OMG, like this. Right. So my advice, I don't want to say advice, what I'm doing is I am accumulating OMG. I did it back in 2016, made loads of money on this run up, stayed completely out of it on the way back down. It's one of those projects that is still there. It's really kind of solidified its legs at $2.47, $2, above $2 anyway, for sure. And I just think and there is definitely an alt season coming, which I can show you something in a minute, which will confirm that. Well, not even coming, it's here. I mean, look, since 23rd of December, that's up 120%. Okay. So OMG is one I'm really big on. They're still around. From a fundamental point of view, still there, still doing good things. Just, after such a run, right? So we just found our resistance in there. So that's why I said sub $4. Even at $4.30, I said sub $4. So we're still heading in the right direction. And I would be getting into this. I mean, at $3.40, any of these prices, even if it comes back down here, OMG is one I'd get into. From a trading perspective, we probably could have went short. Well, we obviously should have went short in these resistance zones. So it's just the same. You just take the same technical analysis and push it over. So now, we've held support there at the 356. So that would have been a great entry. So right now, there's not really a trade on it, I don't think. You want to find no matter how you look at it, it's getting some support out of there now, okay, which is a really good sign. So now we've just got to break back through this trend line on the 1 hour. We may take a little bit of time when we get through that weak part of the cloud, but on a longer time frame, it's not looking so bad. Okay, so that's what I see with OMG. I got time for 2 more coins, guys. Seth says, what do you think of Ethereum right now? Seems to be gaining momentum over the support line. I'm fighting the urge to chase. So I don't mind going back to Ethereum because I want to show you guys something else. Okay, let's get rid of all of this. There's no need to chase. You know, you're going to see. I don't know what you mean by chase. You know, do you mean chasing it to 1323 when you could get it in the 1200s? Not sure what you mean by that. So Seth, I think Seth is in our VIP Cryptogasmic group as well, I believe. So I want to show you guys this. I did show it yesterday, and some of you have seen it. But this is getting pretty exciting. This is what's exciting me, and it's getting close, guys. I mean, even let's look at the daily. All right. So this is starting to excite me because what we formed here is a massive cup and handle. Massive cup handle, and once that happens, we're off to $2,700. Now, the only question is the handle. So if we zoom in and have a look, have we already created the handle? You know, have we already created that handle? So if so, right, if so, we're going to be looking at things like this. We're right on the cusp. Okay, so, and the way a cup and handle usually works, right, our bottom line is in there somewhere. So even if we're conservative and go to there, on that break of a cup and handle, we're on our way to $2,500 in Ethereum. Okay, so I think we got more chance of doubling our money on Ethereum right now than what we do in Bitcoin. I'm really big on Ethereum. I also think that by investing in Ethereum, you're investing in the entire DeFi platform. Those people who have been with me forever know that back here at $80, whenever it was last year, sorry. I mean, there was a point in 2020 where this was, back here, right? Back in this area, the sub 100 down to $60 region, I was begging people, just buy, and everybody was like, Ethereum is gone, it's dead. Well, you know, great, because that's what investors want. And this is another thing I try to tell to people. Like, I hang out with a lot of really successful stock traders, market traders, all that kind of thing. And I never hear them say, I was too scared to get it at that time, but now it's there. I hope it goes lower so I can buy it again. Because number two, you won't buy it again because it'll fall and then you'll panic, right? People like me, people that trade to make money and live and invest, we want to buy things at the cheapest price, and we do it. We don't get scared to do it. So I loaded up on Ethereum at $80. And to be honest, Ethereum and Bitcoin is the only way I survived last year. It's the only way. I lost my business in February. I had a heart attack in July. Had to move to a different city, divorce. Absolute prick of a year, to be brutally honest with you. But so Ethereum. So if that is the handle already, then, you know, we're getting ready for a break. So we've also got to map this. Right, that's the real breakout. So I would just be accumulating Ethereum now, and if it goes down to 800, buy more. Just accumulate, right? Even a fall down into the trend is going to see 950, and it did it here, and it didn't even last a day, right? So, yeah, anytime I would be, and it was only 2 days ago where you were getting it at 1,200 and 1,100. So that's what I would be doing. Right, we've got a few new people on TradingView, which is good to see. I got time for maybe one or two more. The Green Crypto. Hey man, how you doing? Brutal. You're doing well. He. I'm not sure whether you're being sarcastic or whether you're actually being nice. I just do what I do, Green Crypto, and I'm put my money where my mouth is, and I live what I breathe, brother. So yeah, that's what I do. Algo. So M. Salashri wants to see Algo. So let's have a look at Algo. And then I got time for one more after this. I'm assuming you probably want to look at Algo. Let's have a look at Algo on Coinbase. I've never traded Algo, so let's have a look for you. Right, so here we go. Let's have a look. So lots of data, which is great. Well, not lots of data, but so when you say, what about Algo, what do you mean? Do you mean to buy it now? Do you mean you've already got it and you want to sell it? You bought it high, and is it going to go up high? Under what perspective do you want to look at Algo? M. Salashri on TradingView. Let me know, and I'll have a quick look for you. So I'm going to look at it from a waves point of view to start with. And I might start trading this one. I mean, I love coins that just give these obvious flags. They're just the easy, and triangles. They're just the easiest things in the world to trade. Like, so easy to trade. Bang, right with those tops. Easiest things in the world to trade. So I'm going to add Algo to my inventory. So from a wave perspective on the daily, let's have a little look. Yeah, okay. I mean, take your pick for the top of wave 3. Right, let's go with the middle one. Okay, so made of 5 waves there, and this is a pattern we see all the time that catches a lot of people out. So they'll get the A wave, the B will extend, and then the C will come back, right? So what happens is, a lot of the time, what we've got to ask ourselves is this just an extended 5th wave, or is this in fact the beginning of a new cycle, right? Now, we're not going to know that until the retracement of this 2nd wave, right? So right now, we should be looking at this and marking perspective. Yeah, I'm going to go from the body. Marking specific areas of interest and setting alarms. So it's getting a nice little support there at the 38.2, which really isn't much of a retracement. So I wouldn't expect it to hold there. Okay, 50%. So those are our points of interest. And then we go and set alarms, and then we go into smaller time frames and we start looking at what's going on. So right now, that's holding a bit of support on that 2nd point of interest, which is also for here. So this could be a continuation of this 5 here. So we're going to know that. So this could be an okay place to enter. It could also be a horrible place to enter. So you go into it. If it's the first time you're entering Algo, you could look to enter here, knowing that if we fall back into this area, offload it and look at an earlier price. Because also, if it takes off, you want to be in. We also want to be really careful of this really heavy consolidation zone, and then the tops. Okay. So you want to buy it as low as you can back to this 40 49. I wouldn't be chasing that right now, to be brutally honest. Yeah, I wouldn't be chasing it. I'd be waiting for it in this green box somewhere. But if it continues to fall through, which it may do, so it's breaking into a little bit of support there, but it's finding it hard. So I'd be watching it along here to see what it does. So would you recommend buying Ethereum, new to trading view and somewhat trading in general? Crypto Chris. I recommend buying Ethereum above any other coin, personally, just my opinion. I'm not a finance advisor. I just know what's worked out for me. Oh, Green Crypto, brutal, you're doing well, being nice, bro. Thanks, man. You know what it's like, mate, when you're here trying to help people, it can be really brutal, man. People can be like, so Crypto Chris, would you recommend buying Ethereum? 100%, I would recommend buying Ethereum. I don't know whether you saw earlier on the show. I've been in Ethereum since like $80. This time, Ethereum was the big one I was in on the bull run of 16. I think that Ethereum is going to go to $2,500, $3,000 this year, no problem. Do I think it's going to hit $800 before it does that again? Possibly. I think if it does, it'll be very quick. So I would be doing Ethereum like this. If I had $1,000 right now, I'd buy $500 anytime it's under $1,300, $1,200. I'd have some $100 worth at 900, 800, that kind of thing. And then if we can break through, sorry, wrong page. Those sections we looked at before on the cup and handle, I'd be adding to my inventory at that stage. So that's what I'd be doing. But yeah, my advice would be don't make the mistake of having way too many coins, right? You want 70% or 80% of your portfolio in Bitcoin and Ethereum, 10% in top 10 market coins like Litecoin and ADA are the two big ones that I'm into. Tezos is another one that I think is going to take off this year. That was another one of my big picks. And then 10% on things like DOT, Uni, and maybe 2% on some really little tiny ones. So we've got a coin in Cryptogasmic that we've been flogging. I mean, making so much money on this thing. Funfair. And I knew it because we traded it in the last bull run. And I told the guys in Cryptogasmic back in November, right? Fun is at its rock bottom and it's starting to, if you have a look at it back here, right? It had found rock bottom and it was starting to move in the right direction. Okay. So I told everybody that this is one for you to definitely get your hands on. So we'll usually do this, right? Coins, after they find the bottom, we usually do this. They'll get some momentum, they'll fall down, and then they'll get support and they'll go. It's kind of like a proof kind of thing. So, and I think fun is like, it's not even a cent, or maybe it's 1 cent, you know, and it's making perfect waves and it's up 330% or something. Yeah, like that, right? So, you know, it's good. That one has worked out pretty well. And, you know, I see it getting up to 3 cents. It's following my waves perfectly. Okay. So fun is a good one to look at. I got time for one more. What is the last Bitcoin price of this bull run? Green Crypto, yeah, Polkadot, exactly, 100% on it. So I'm not sure what that means. What is the last Bitcoin price of this bull run? Do you mean like where's it going to peak out? And it depends on what you mean about bull run. I mean, I think that once we break 45, we're going to see 50 very easy. I gave a prediction last year in January, as I did this year. I said Bitcoin would be $25,000 on Christmas Day, and I have it documented, and Bitcoin hit $25,000 on Christmas Day. So I got it right one in a row. Max Kaiser, who I follow and I really admire and is also a friend of mine, he puts out his predictions every year, and last year he said Bitcoin 20 to 22. He gets it pretty close every year, and he says this year $250,000 by Christmas this year. So You know, it's a very hard one to answer. My prediction is 70,000. 70 to 75 was my prediction. I think we may see 24, 25,000 again, possibly quickly 20, possibly. But it just depends, because one problem as well is that Bitcoin in particular is sort of going to a place that crypto was never meant to be about, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So we'll finish it there, and I'll just finish on this point because I also have to set up. So there we go. We've got a buy alert live for XTZ. Let's have a quick look at that one then. All right, we got a 15-minute buy alert for XYZ that I must have set up. Oh yeah, why is that not showing up? XYZ is it that Nano or is that it's Tezos, right? Tezos, is that Tezos? XTZ, sorry, yeah, not XYZ. So let's have a look. I am on Bitfinex and Kraken, so it's going to be on one of those. Actually, I've got it in my popular trades. Let me have a look. So let's have a look why that is giving us a 15-minute. Okay, so we've got a 15-minute buy signal on this one. Let's have a little look. This will be the last one that I move to, and I'm going to finish with my point, and then I'm going to set up for the, okay. So, support. Okay, so we're looking at that. 1 hour is kind of peaking out. 4 hours just getting going. 3 days pointing to the sky. So yeah, let's have a look at this. So we just pushed up through the green. I'm not sure that's completely a buy right now because that's still in resistance. And I can see why they've made it a buy on the 15-minute. So this is one for you guys to watch out. I'm going to leave this one with you. So only a couple of candles, so not too much information, but it has broken into a new kind of bullish area. We've got a couple of zones we need to look at. Okay, here, and then the EMA, which is on that line, and the trend line here, which I'm going to set an alarm. So for me, purely because of my circumstance, I have to set it up. Here's one for you guys to look at. It broke its downtrend, and now it's turning into support. So this is another one that I'm really big on for this year, guys. So we've broken that downtrend completely, which is nice. Yeah, so this is looking pretty good. So there's a live one for you, XTZ. That was only on the 15-minute candle. All right, and again, it's right on that EMA resistance. Let me get rid of the cloud. All right, so on a 15-minute candle, but then it's closed below. So for me, that's not a complete buy yet, but put it on your radar, XYZ, XTZ, XTZ, wherever you're from. I would look at that if I can get some support around here. And then I'm going to really want to confirm that on my 1 hour in this, out of this trend ribbon, because it's still pointing down. Yeah, you know what I mean? If we can start getting through that green trend ribbon and going upwards, then that is something that I would look at. And there could be a good upside to this. So we would take our long position tool, and let's say I do get in here. I am going to be looking at a trade of 9%. I would stop out below that support line. So let's say around about there. All right. So that would be my trade. So almost a 5 to 1, probably like a 4 to 1, 3.94, yeah, 4 to 1 trade. If it goes, I wouldn't chase it, but I want some. I want just a little bit more confirmation on that one. If I was going to get it, I would have mapped out some support resistance on that last candle, and you can see, yeah, something like that. So there would have been an awesome spot to get in, $2.60. And right now, you'd either be looking at taking profit or, and this is the difference between getting in here and chasing it here. Right now, this could be as much as the trade wants to give before it turns around. So, you know, a lot of people will see the green and go, I'm going to jump on that. And this is the difference between the people that win and the people that lose. So please, even if I help one person with this, it's worthwhile, even though I've probably had no more than 20 people watch this. I'm huge on YouTube, mate. Huge. Cryptogasmic. Moon. Woohoo. Don't really care. So this could easily do this. At which point I would look for a much cheaper entry to see if we can get that second bounce. See, it does it all the time. Look, candle up, red candle down, candle up. It retested this area, what, 2-3 times? Yeah. But once you get in, boom, moon, baby, rockets, Lambos, right? Or actually, we have another thing for that. When it goes to the moon, and it goes like this. There you go, boom, boom, the green flange. So yeah, definitely keep that one on your radar. I wouldn't be chasing it right now. I would wait until we got some clearance of the trend ribbon, looking for that, or I'm going to look for it to come back down here. So I'm going to set my alarm for here. All right. And that's basically it for me today, guys. In about 10 minutes or 15 minutes time, I'm going to be doing my half an hour, 1 hour shows never turn out. Look at that, 1 hour and 37 and a massive 15 people watching. That's okay. So I'm going to be doing a show on TradingView very shortly on how to use all these tools for those people who are just starting to trade. I just want to help people, and more than anything, I just love, if I can just help one person, I love getting that one message saying, hey, Krypto, thank you so much, man. That really helped me. You can find our website at cryptogasmic.com, where we have trade signals, educational videos, the VIP chat where we trade and talk trades 24 hours a day. I do live market updates for my group every morning. We do a Sunday TA show. We do live trading. I'll just invite everybody in on the Zoom and we just trade live. We're offering a 7-day free trial right now. So if you go and sign up, cryptogasmic.com, I'll automatically upgrade you for that. Facebook, we have a private group, Cryptogasmic 1, where we do a lot of special deals, a lot of special information. YouTube, Cryptogasmic. And that's basically about it, guys. So from me to you, just be kind to everybody and be kind to yourself. Okay, take care and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.